this is, again, a $30 billion deal for Iran's civilian nuclear program. I ask you what I asked William. Is this appeasement, or is America trying to push Iran towards the mediating table?
I don't think that anyone is buying this, because when Trump came to office, he started to talk about Iran not having a nuclear bomb and saying that Iran could have some kind of civilian nuclear program. But after 2 or 3 months, he changed his mind and started to prefer what Israeli Prime Minister was preferring: zero enrichment and a Libya-style dismantlement. Iran was on the negotiating table and Israel blew that table up. Now that the US has cooperated with Israel in carrying out operations against Iran, there is no chance that Iran will believe and buy this. And talking about easing sanctions and relieving restrictions on oil sales, I don't think that anyone will buy this, because Iran in 2015 signed a deal, and that deal was blown up by Trump. And I don't think that Trump will get much more than that, because now there is no reason for Iran to continue to abide by nuclear commitments and obligations under international law.
Right, but also, Mohammad, there is an important news that we read about what's happening in Iran. So let's just focus on that as well. The Israel-Iran conflict has ended, but there are massive arrests that are being made within Iran of so-called Israeli spies. How are they really doing it now? What are these operations that are taking place after the US struck Iran rather than before?
There is 2 important issues here. First, the Iranian security apparatus and military commanders were replaced in just 1 or 2 days, and after that, the security apparatus and security forces were able to get the situation under control, and the operations continued as it was before the conflict, and they were able to carry out operations against Israeli spies and Mossad agents across the country. The other important issue here is that Iran, 2 or 3 weeks before the conflict started and Israeli acts of aggression, gained significant amounts of intelligence from the Israel, and also it shared these intelligence reportedly with other entities and allies, and this was a very significant gain and revealed many of Israeli agents inside and outside the country and the operations abroad.
Right. Right. But then again, Mohammed, could there be innocent civilians who are also caught in this entire spy nabbing operation? Because we're talking about a huge number here.
So the possibility of a civilian being arrested as a spy is really, really low. But considering the current tense situation in Iran, there is a small chance that a civilian arrested as a spy, but after 1 or 2 days of questioning and background check, he or she will be released. And the claims that Westerners say that Iran is going to execute everyone who opposes it after this conflict is not true. The sentences that spies get in Iran differ based on their job and what they have done. For example, consider a person, a driver, who just didn't know that he is carrying drones, and the person who is trained abroad and came to Iran to do terrorist operations. The sentences are different, and each sentence can be overruled by the Supreme Court and also upper courts, and this has a really long process.
Right, Mohammad Khatibi, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you keep joining us for all the latest updates from Iran.